Okay. And just a reminder, we've got some great upcoming sessions too. They're always on Wednesday from 12 to 12:30. And next week we have Laura Berman. She's going to be talking about the STAR online curriculum system. Um, and it actually stands for STAR Online Learning System. I typed curriculum in there inappropriately. It stands for SOLS, or is abbreviated as SOLS. So you can register there for next week's session. Then January 27th, Stephanie Jasperson Agnes is going to be sharing Epic Reading and Explode the Code. So some reading and writing curriculum options, another great session. And then February 3rd, Stacia is going to share Boom Cards with us, which is a great online option for interactive things with students. Just a reminder of why we're doing office hours. We started this last year when things went to distance learning to make sure that we as a group were sharing resources with each other. We know that there's a lot of great things going on around Region 3, and we wanted to make sure that we were capturing those things and sharing them so that we don't need to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, as we're putting things together. So think about your why, though, as to why you're here today. What is it that you are hoping to be learning? And make sure that you're asking questions too to make sure that you get your why met. Whenever we think about assistive technology, we think about the SET framework. And this is a way to think about or to consider assistive technology. We think about the student, their strengths and needs, the environments that they're working in or existing in, the tasks that we're hoping that they can do more fully or more independently. And then we look at the tools that might support them in doing those tasks. We always look through a lens of equity, which just is to ensure that each student is getting exactly what it is that they need. So today, our agenda is we'll have some sharing by our guest. We'll make sure we have time at the end for questions and answers, and I'll do a quick wrap up at the end. But I would like to introduce to you Sherry Walker. She has been here with us a couple of times before. You may have been in her sessions on Jamboard, both last year and this fall. She's a teacher at Denfeld High School, and I will turn it over to her and let her introduce herself. I'll stop screen sharing here, Sherry.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Sherry, and I teach the Setting 3 ASD program here at Denfeld. And this time I'm going to talk about Book Creator. I went looking for Book Creator as a way to get my students more involved in writing, and it's turned out to be way more than just writing. So I'm going to present my screen and I'm going to show you Book Creator. It is a freemium tool, which means that there are free things, and then you can get some things with a subscription. And I have a subscription to Book Creator, so the main difference is how many libraries you can have. So you can sign in with Google to Book Creator. I'll just do that real quick here. And then when you sign in, you'll come to a teacher dashboard that looks like this, and you can create as many libraries, or you can create 3 libraries. If you have a free one, I think it's 1 library. But how I initially started with Book Creator was I had my kids write ABC books. And in order to get them engaged more, I use this because you can add into it media, and it's much more interactive. So this is a book that one of my students, who has never ever written for me, and she's quite capable, but all of a sudden I gave her this ABC book assignment, and all of a sudden I was getting writing. And so she was able to put in facts about the butterflies and then add a picture. and they can change the background, they can change the shapes of the books, whatever you want. It's pretty much up to you what you want to do with Book Creator. This is a book that was created by a student who is nonverbal. Or no, he's verbal. He's echolalic, sorry. But the one thing that I really like, and I hope you can hear this, is they can record what they write. So hopefully this will work, and I'll let you hear it.
A is for ant. There aren't ants. Ants live outside. Ants dig tunnels.
So that is one of the best perks that I can tell you about Book Creator, is having them read their own writing. It's very awesome, and they're very easy to create. In fact, I will show you how to create a new book. So if we go up here to new book, you get 6 different options. A lot of my kids will, if I give them a choice, they will pick the comic version. You can create a cover, and it's very easy. You go to the media for your text. You just type in a title, and then click done. And you can resize it, reshape it, whoops, any way you want to. You have all these options over here. Very user-friendly. You can change the background. You can go with a color. They even have, columns is something new. You're able to put pictures on here. So I'll go here, and if I want to add, so this one will give me different backgrounds with the colors. Oh, my panels went missing. Sorry. But each page will come up with the 4 panels, and I thought there should be my comic. Let me go back here. So you can change the layouts of your books too if you don't like that. I have done things such as a recorded check-in with my students. At the beginning of every class, I do a check-in. And one day I was like, I don't want to hear your voices other than in the video. So I made them all go on a Chromebook and check in that way using video. And you just go to the plus sign, your media, and if you hit record, I don't know if this will record while, oh, we're going to record a sound, but this is how you do a recording, and then it will automatically show up. I'm just going to say yes, use the recording, and it'll automatically show up in your book. This is how you do a recording. But you can also do a video if you have, you can either take a picture or you can record video. And I've had students do both. And with the Chromebook, I can send them out of the room to take pictures too. I've done writing assignments with this. I taught them how to do an expository, and you can embed video in from another source. like this video is from Flipgrid. But everybody makes a copy of this book. And then you can walk them through. This one happens to be on how to write a paragraph. Everything is movable. The other nice thing about Book Creator is they also have webinars. Like this one, there's one specifically for special education and how to use it. As you can see in here, like she's using real pictures and speech bubbles. They have a lot of different speech bubbles. I haven't used it for math yet, but I'm sure you could. It's very, very user-friendly. My kids love it. Oh, I should show you. This has probably got some really cool books in it. This was a class that I took. And people did different things learning in it. So they have webinars on a regular basis. I think I'm going to open it up for questions because that's just easier for me to present that way. So does anybody have any questions? Want to see anything?
Krista just said, I like the comic book format and the ability to add photos and recordings. I could see using these for social narratives. Have you tried that? I did once. I don't think I have that book anymore. The problem with this is, like, I had a couple really cool books to show, and then I went in and I realized that they were deleted. I would definitely use this for a social story or a social narrative, because I can see the kids get more engaged in it, and you could use real pictures in it. So it would be very easy to do. Yeah, and even video modeling type things, I think could be a great format for that.
Yep. It's also, the difference between this and like a Google slideshow is it's easier to move around sometimes and navigate things, and to hook up to other websites, because it's really not designed to stay. It's designed to be very interactive. So here are some of the panels. I have kids use these all the time. I use this we would watch current events, and I had one student who he would do a panel per story, and sometimes he would draw. You can also draw in here with the pens that they have, and they have like stickers. Whoops. I haven't used the stickers ever. Oh, here we go. So that's one way that you could use it for kids that don't like to draw, or if you wanted to do stories with rebuses in them. Somebody asked that if you could do ASL sign language, and yeah, I think that if you have a picture of it, pictures are really easy to download. I had one student who decided that he didn't want to use the actual insert an image. I have to remember how to do this. I haven't done it in a while. But what he would do is he would just find the picture. So let's say I want a picture of a cat. Go to images, and he'd just like grab one and he'd put it into the book like this and put it in the place, and then he'd write his sentences about whatever he wanted to write. So that made it a lot easier and a lot more user friendly. I'm trying to think of like what else people ask. I think I've covered everything.
Yeah, Terry just typed in a comment saying it seems like a super motivating way to get kids to write. Have you seen that in your classroom or with your students?
I had, the very first time I used this, I had a student who didn't write at all. Like, I could barely get 5 words handwritten, and I used Book Creator with him, and he wrote something for every letter of the alphabet. I used the ABC book, and he got to pick his own topic. So that really helped, and I thought I still had it, but the most exciting thing for him was to read what he wrote and record it. So that was the most exciting thing for him. And he went from not writing hardly anything to writing a paragraph. So that's how I really liked it. Yes, and the books can be printed. They can be published online. Speech to text, you can go back here to media. You can record your voice here, or it will read, if you're in the play mode and you want it to read it to you. This one doesn't have. It will read it to you.
Sherry's book.
I don't know that, I have never heard it have any different voices, but it will read it to you. Sure,
and I'm sure we're going the right direction. So, text to speech versus speech to text. You showed some great text to speech options. Krista typed speech to text, which would be basically voice typing. And I know that would work with the accessibility features. Is there anything built into this, though, for speech to text?
I think so. I don't know that for sure, but I think there is. And I think that's a new feature. I saw it on the last webinar I went to, but it doesn't look like it is here.
And I feel like a workaround at least would be to insert a text box and then to have the accessibility features on, if say you're using a Chromebook, using the speech to text options on that would probably work, because it usually works anywhere you would put your cursor. So
yeah, the nice thing about Book Creator is it was created by a special education person, and he is in charge of a lot of things about putting what they put into it. So if it doesn't do it, I would contact them and say, how can I do this? And they'll help you work around it. They're very helpful. Anne, did you have a question?
Okay, there we go. Of course I do. So maybe I missed this. Maybe you said this and I missed it, but so you said you have a subscription to it. So I split my screen, and while you were talking about this, I downloaded the free version so I could take a look at it. What's the difference between the free version and the subscription?
What used to be the main difference was how many books you can have created. I think you can have like up to 20 books per library, and you only get one library, up to 40 books. And you get
Okay.
one library if it's free, and I can have up to 1,000.
Okay, so I have a second part of that question too. So can you share it with the kids like on a Seesaw kind of app or something? Or do they each need to, how do they access it on, like if they were going to create one themselves on their iPads?
There is an app, or you can do it on the web. You can, now I use, because I'm at the secondary level, I'm in Canvas. We're not set up to be linked there, but yes, you can. If you get permission, you can link it to your learning management system. And there's a tutorial on how to do that.
Okay, because I'm just thinking if they don't have it on their iPads, which I'm guessing they don't, then it's a whole nother issue of I'm still waiting for tech to add something for me from 2 months ago. Trying to get them to add it to the iPads that could be next fall. But otherwise, they would create it just like on your computer or on your iPad, or do you create it together and then you all? Is it a how do you do that?
However you want to. You can. There's a collaborate. So you can start that. You can do it together on your computer,
Okay.
and you can have it open on their computer. I normally have the kids open this up on Chromebook, so they all go in, and this book they all copied, so that they had their own copy of it, and then they changed their name on it, because that was part of the directions.
Okay. I would imagine for elementary, it would be really nice for them to have their own app, right? Like on an iPad, so that you really
Right.
could get the most benefits out of it. Like you said, having a student write who has not written.
Right.
If we're doing it all on my computer, then I'm basically doing it. So,
Right.
okay. So I just need to look into getting that loaded up onto their
Right.
iPad.
So, yeah, the iPad, or they can go on bookcreator.com, and then they can still have access. You get an invite code for them,
Oh,
and that's what they type in, and that's how they get into your libraries.
oh, okay. And is that only with the subscription?
No, that's with the free one also.
Oh, that's helpful. Okay, thanks. I'm sorry, I'm hogging up all the time, but that's helpful. Thank you.
Well, that's perfectly all right. Yeah, that's how the kids get in, and then once they're in, you can direct them to whatever library you want them to go to. So like Mrs. Walker's library, my kids can't go into that one. So I don't allow them in there, so they know they can't go in there, because that's where I save my books. But they also know, like, reading and writing strategies is the one we're using this semester, and books will be cleaned out at the end of the semester. So that's how that works.
So when they go on the bookcreator.com, when I set up this free version, I had to put like I had to choose a library name. So I just chose my last name. So when they go on bookcreator.com, is that what they would choose to get into my library?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what they would choose.
That is super cool.
And yeah, it didn't take us long to do the ABC books. It took us maybe 3 weeks, where otherwise I would probably be looking at doing it for a month and a half. So, yeah,
Sherry, I
it's,
think it's great. It's
it's
such an
legal.
authentic writing experience where you can write this book, have this product, share it out with peers, with family members, with whoever you or they would want to share that out with.
Yep.
As a really
Sorry.
cool opportunity. Bless you, Anne.
I would say, like, if you decide to use it or even want to check it out, I would definitely go to that Learn section. Because they've got a lot of helps. But then they have free webinars. They have PD presentations, but then you can do it by grade, by subject. It's unbelievable. And then they have examples for you to look at. They have lessons. They're very nice about being able to help you. So,
Do you get emails about the webinars, Ben? Is that how you get into them?
yes,
Okay.
yep. They'll send you a link, and they're at all different times of the day. So it's pretty easy to find a time. And they'll send you a recording if you signed up.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we'll do a little wrap up here, but we can stick around for more questions and answers if people have them. I'm going to do a little screen sharing back to the slides. The first slide that you'll see here is just the screenshot of the from the payment page, the different options and how much they cost. So that's in there, but that's also on their webpage. But that's just so you can see the comparisons. I put some additional resources on here. This is just the link to bookcreator.com. Just put another option. One that I always get mixed up in my head with Book Creator is UDL Book Builder. It's another option for building books, but Book Creator is a great option. Infinitec has a training coming up about augmentative and alternative communication. So that one, if you're looking for some ongoing training, it's 3 sessions. And there's a small fee attached to that, but I think it's $35 for Infinitec members, which is everyone in our region. You just have to sign up for an account. And then just a reminder that all of our sessions are recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So that's a link to our YouTube channel there in case you didn't get a chance to see last week's session. A reminder that next week will be the STAR Online Learning System with Laura Berman. So you can make sure to register that. The email will be coming out this afternoon too if you're on the Region 3 low incidence email list. And so hopefully you found just one thing that you heard about today that you can go back and try out, either just by yourself independently first or with students. So just be thinking about that one thing that can help make your job or the work of the students easier. And thanks so much to everyone for attending. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. It's good to see all of you. And make sure that you reach out to me via email if you have any questions. So I'll stop the recording now.